Hi there Sagittarius, welcome back to Wild Lotus Tarot. This is your weekly intuitive reading for October 19th through to the 25th. Saggy, let's see what's on the cards for you, beginning with the Workula Oracle from Rebecca Campbell to get an overarching message or theme for you. For the Saggy Collective, let's see what's on the cards. This one's turning, I will take it. I have got, Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. So some of you may be beginning or ending a karmic contract, maybe releasing those kinds of contracts that maybe have kept you stuck, maybe ones that have gone on too long, or ones that have kind of given you the hangover of the past and are influencing how you do life now, like in your relationships, in your work. Maybe there's patterns of, self-sabotage, not being able to be your best, all of those kinds of things. It says maybe you are breaking some cycles or cutting some cords and really liberating yourself from that. Let's go to the yogic path, Saggy. There it goes. Okay, it's the second time it's come out this week. Svadhisthana, which really is that, it's the sacral chakra, guys, and this chakra is, it is related to our creativity, our abundance, and our pleasure. And obviously we can get blocks in there, and often it does come through, from our relationships, from sexuality, from suppression in those areas, and then it can affect our flow of those kind of creativity, abundance, and pleasure areas. So this soul contract, could have had some kind of impact on that chakra, and you're really being called to liberate and to unblock and to release, right? So very, very interesting. It's that beautiful orange color there that relates to that chakra. Even wearing that color or, using crystals of that color can really help as well. Let's go to the tarot story. I'm thinking cornelian is the crystal that comes to mind. That is that beautiful color of that chakra. Let's get the tarot story out here, Saggy. Pulling the energy of the recent past. Oh, yes. Releasing karmic contracts. There we go. Wheel of Fortune. It is divine timing. There's something about this that has done, and that the wheel wants to turn for you and bring you luck change. Let's go for the current or focus energy for you, Saggy. Oh yes. Oh my goodness. I've got two that have flipped. The main one here is the Sun. The most positive card in the tarot deck. The wheel wants to turn in that direction. I also have the energy of the Emperor, Aries energy, Leo energy right here. Let's go for the outcome. Yeah, this is about taking back the control for sure. That's just a group that fell. There it goes. Yes, oh my gosh. That there, guys, is another card that links to Aries, the Fool. What huge energies. 4 from 4 major arcana. And at the bottom of the deck, which is flipping out and making itself known, I have got the 3 of Swords. So we really are healing some kind of pattern of the past, some kind of soul contract here, and releasing that so that we can walk a new path. Let's grab the clarifiers. Clarifying that Wheel of Fortune for you. Five of Swords, yeah. Okay, clarifying the Sun and Emperor combination. 8 of Cups. Clarifying the Fool. There it goes. 3 of Wands, 3 and 3. Got the 5 of Pentacles at the bottom of this deck. Wow, guys, there is a massive theme here of karmic release. getting out of the challenge energy of the fives, and that wheel turning for you in a much more positive direction. We're leaving behind what hasn't fulfilled, you know, what we might have been under the spell of the promise of it for quite a while, I'm feeling, and it's really time to usher in the new, you know, to unblock that sacral chakra and to call in new cycles of abundance, creativity and pleasure. That life force energy, it's all connected, and I feel like it has been kind of a little bit stagnant because there has been something kind of holding it, right? And it's really feeling that when I see the Five of Pentacles here. So let's jump in and see where this is going, Saji. So in the current energies, like I'm seeing you basically sandwiched between the Five of Swords, Five of Pentacles, and we have that Wheel of Fortune that wants to take you out of this energy. So guys, you know, the fives in tarot are the number of conflict, but they're also the number of change. And I always say that it's the change, great change, that transmutes and takes us out of the cycle of being conflicted. Now, the Five of Pentacles, I'm feeling, you know, it's that charge of feeling maybe a little bit alone, left out in the dark. It's that feeling hard done by energy. There can be a sense of sort of victim mentality with both of these energies. And what it really says is that the cycle that you've been on, or maybe this kind of the soul pattern, this karmic contract, or whatever it is that you've been working through, and I do feel it's in the area of relationships, whether it's from the deep past or from now, is not really serving you. And the cards are kind of saying it's a lose-lose situation. So we need to know when to back away from it and allow that wheel to carry us into a new positive cycle in our lives. So you know, the Five of Swords can be, it's sort of like that higher level than the Five of Wands of conflict, you know, feeling like it can get quite cutting, quite nasty, or it can be your own intellect, your self-limiting beliefs as well, that are kind of like casting the spell on your current relationships is what I'm really feeling here. It's almost like that hangover of the past. The Five of Pentacles is an interesting energy because it asks you to see the bigger picture. And if we saw the bigger picture, then we would release, you know, what isn't working for us. But we often stay in it because we kind of get blindsided by it, right? Or sometimes it's a subconscious pattern that keeps on playing out. So the Five of Pentacles is interesting. In the rider version of this card, we see the two people when they're passing the church, or the Hierophant. And it really asks you to see the big picture, have faith, because even in the darkest times, the universe is with us and trying to guide us. But sometimes when we get so caught up in the mind and the self-limiting beliefs and the hardships, we don't really feel the signs and synchronicities that are trying to guide us out of the situations that have kept us bound. The Wheel of Fortune is saying it is time to release this karmic contract and allow change into your life, right? And I feel with the Wheel of Fortune, like obviously there's always free will, but I feel like the Wheel of Fortune is a powerful energy. It's like you'll almost feel that wheel turning and you'll feel compelled to liberate yourself, to begin that change, because the universe is saying, hey, it's divine timing. I'm thinking it's overdue. It's overdue, Sag, and it's time to allow that in. And this can be a 10-year energy. You might be releasing a 10-year cycle, or the changes that you make now it could carry you into another 10-year cycle, and you have the choice now to stay in those fives for longer, but do what you always did, get what you always got, or allow that wheel to turn and, you know, start to reach some of the higher levels of joy, happiness, abundance, pleasure, creativity, and ascension in your life. So it's all happening this week. Eight of Cups, the Sun, and the Emperor. So a couple of things here. The Emperor could be a person associated with the situation that you're releasing. It can be boss, mentor, father, father-in-law, husband type energy. It's generally more of a masculine energy. It could be a female, but generally it is in the masculine energies. You could have been dealing with somebody in the past in the situation that was quite a controlling force. The Emperor, you know, in its unbalanced form can be very, very dominant and overbearing and controlling. So you could have, for example, this contract that you're releasing, or the soul pattern, could have come down through your own, family line of really, really controlling parental figures, and then that's impacted your relationships. That kind of thing can be it. Or maybe you've attracted that in your partner because it felt like home to you, and it's really saying it's time for you now to get in control of your own life. You don't need somebody else to do that. It's time for you to step into Emperor. And the Eight of Cups here for me is that awakening to the fact that we can never find our fulfillment when we're living through the charge of the past, right? When we're living through the lenses of those past situations that color our situations. So the person in the Eight of Cups has realized, no, there's a big piece missing, and that piece is me being in the driving seat and controlling my own life here, and my total joy and happiness. So the person in the Eight of Cups goes in search of that final cup, the ninth cup, which is the cup of wish fulfillment. And I feel in order to do that, you're going to be called on the Fool's journey, taking a leap of faith in a new direction, even though you're not too sure where it's going to end up. But the universe is saying it's going to be far better than where you are now. I mean, the Sun, they say, is the most positive card in the tarot deck. It's the card of Leo in the major arcana, and it says that the future is bright and you're really, really close to overcoming a major obstacle in your life, a brick wall, something that has been blocking you, blocking that Svadhisthana chakra, blocking that full range of, all the things that I've talked about, that abundance. And abundance comes in many different forms: abundance of love, abundance of money. I feel like we are really unblocking something that's going to have a flow-on effect in many different areas of your life. So the Sun is a sense of rebirth. It is about healing. If you think about the Sun, it is the energy of light. It can shine into our darkest corners. It can release and shine light on and reveal those skeletons, those shadow sides of ourselves that we have been suppressing. So it could even be that something comes to light that you weren't really conscious of this pattern, or a partner or a close person to you mirrors it back to you, and all of a sudden it's like, wow, I didn't actually know that I was operating from that pattern, from that script, from that story. I now have the opportunity to change it and to take that conscious control back. So it's really, really powerful transformation here. And look at this. There goes that Five of Swords again. I see the progression like this. I mean, the Three of Swords says, yeah, hey, there might be some pain associated with this situation. Generally there is with these types of things. But when you're feeling it all, there might be tears, there might be emotional releases, there might be hurt. You might have to look at parts of yourself or parts of others that you've just really not wanted to see. That is the start of the healing process, right? And it's interesting here that we're ending on 2 number 3s, which is that number of new creations, of manifestations, everything that has been blocked. This is the start of like the release. Now we're back in the 3s, we're back in creatorship of our life. So we might go through some heartbreak, but really that is the essential part of stepping onto the new path. So the Fool's journey here is about, hey, you're being called in a totally new direction, and to liberate yourself, to be unbound. Like the Fool, the Fool is like these beautiful ethereal beings here, living from the heart without the baggage, just a light load. And, I think you're going to feel so much lighter when you make the decision to fully release this energy, this contract, whatever it is, this relationship or this past pattern. And the Fool is about being called on a new journey and having that total trust and hope and faith that you are being guided, that wheel is turning and carrying you somewhere else. No, we don't know how it's all going to end up. We don't know what's going to happen or what the end result will be, but we're just trusting our instincts and starting to walk that path anyway, because that Sun energy is with you. The Sun energy is not a fleeting energy. It generally sticks around for a few months. It's kind of saying that this is a bright new path opening up for you. And I think before you know it, you'll end up at the Three of Wands energy, and the Three of Wands is that moment of that we've realized I've disconnected from the past. Actually, I'm not going back there. It wasn't serving me. I've really had that conscious awakening to that, and now I'm only focused from the present moment on my new successes, on my new achievements, on planting new seeds for those new, new successes to come in for you. And it's really about, taking step by step the inspired action to move away from the limitations of the past and into the bold new journey of the future as the Fool. So it's a real energy of liberation that I'm seeing here for you. Fancy free, leading from that rebel heart, becoming liberated and relieving yourself of those past contracts, stepping out of that 5 energy, which can be conflicting both internally and externally, because generally what's happening inside will happen outside of us as well. Really making that decision that I'm going to go after my happiness now. I'm going to reclaim that 9th cup. And you have that beautiful karmic energy of the Sun and the Wheel of Fortune on your side for that, Saggy. Okay, Sagittarius, I'm going to leave it there, and I hope you enjoyed this weekly message. Keep in mind it is a general reading for the Sagittarius collective. There may be pieces of the reading that resonate, or maybe the whole thing. And hey, maybe it isn't even your reading this week, and that's absolutely fine. If you're called to share, leave me a comment. I do read them all and try to respond to as many as I can. Helps me get to know you guys and connect with your energies, and I will see you back here next week for another message.